Well, I spoke to actually Nick earlier on this evening personally. He called me and apologised, and I take that completely sincerely.
Apologised? He apologised for what?
He apologised for the fact that the party has found itself in a situation where its rules have been found to be completely over the top and Byzantine and inadequate to deal with the kind of complaints that myself and the other women have had about Lord Rennard.
So when he says that he would like Lord Rennard to apologise, would you accept such an apology?
Yes, absolutely. And in fact, you know, I've been living, if you like, with my knowledge about this man for the last 10 years. And so, you know, I've made my peace with the fact that he was allowed to get away with it over a number of years.
But why should you...
Well, can I just say, the reason why I came out and joined the other women in the original Channel 4 investigation was because Rennard was basically creeping his way back into all of the offices and the groups of power. So, for example, he was being invited to mentor young candidates in the party. Now, it was at that point that a year ago, my colleagues Alison Smith and Ali Goldsworthy said enough is enough. Clearly, informal procedures in the party have failed. We need to take some public action to blow the whistle on these young women that this man is a danger.
And I came out to support them. Being invited back into the inner circles of the party.
Well, absolutely, it's ludicrous. And I don't actually think, and I heard Tim Farron speak earlier, and Nick Clegg said this to me as well, they are flabbergasted that this essentially we're in a situation where a man, where the allegations and the evidence have now been thoroughly tested and have actually been found to be credible. So nobody's suggesting that they think that we're lying.
An opinion has been expressed that some people find them plausible, but the balance of judgment on the part, first of all, of the prosecuting authorities, and secondly of your internal party investigation, was that the burden of proof was inadequate.
So the burden of proof in a criminal case is that it has to go beyond reasonable doubt, and I think that's perfectly appropriate and acceptable when you're about to take away somebody's liberty. And we know that, in a civil liberty argument would suggest if you're going to put somebody in prison, you need to be beyond reasonable doubt that they're guilty. But we're actually talking about taking away this man's membership card of a voluntary political party.
We're talking about blackening a man's name.
Well, I think he's blackened his own name, quite frankly, with the way he's behaved. It's not me and the other women's responsibilities for how he chose to behave over the last 10 years. So it's his decision about...
But your party, your own party, can't demonstrate that he did behave as you say he behaved.
What the party is saying is that in order for an ordinary member to be kicked out of the party, for them to take away their membership party, you need to be able to demonstrate beyond reasonable doubt that he's taken the party into disrepute. Now, this is an absurd level of proof that's required.
Maybe,
and I think they accept that.
Those are the rules of your party.
Yes, and Nick Clegg today has said that he's going to seek to change those rules.
To make it easier to have some sort of kangaroo court.
No, I don't think it is a kangaroo court at all. I mean, there's no reason at all why you couldn't have a civil burden of proof in these circumstances. So there's a QC that reviewed all of the same evidence that the police reviewed, and the QC recommended to the party today that he thought the evidence we put forward was credible, that he believed us, and that he thought that Lord Rennard owed us all an apology. But Lord Rennard is now, at the moment, claiming that he's not going to give us an apology.
Supposing you don't get it, and supposing that he's not ejected from the party...
Yeah, well, he won't be, according to their rules, yeah.
Will you eject yourself from the party?
I have absolutely said today, if Lord Rennard isn't going to leave the party, I will. I don't want to be part of a party that essentially adheres to tribal structures that protects its own offenders. I want to be part of a movement for political change in Britain. I don't want to be a part of this party. So I have said today that I will leave the Liberal Democrats.